Jesus, how pathetic can you get? So before I take my 2-week summer break away from YouTube and go back to making the usual videos I post on this channel, I wanted to talk one last time about the channel I Hate Dogs. Because it seems that I have finally made him snap, as he has uploaded a response video to me, responding to my video about his deluded logic that all dog owners should be arrested. And I have to say right off the bat, there seems to be a typo in the title, because I've watched this video a few times now, and I don't remember seeing any part of this video which was debunking anything. So today I wanted to respond to his video, because the truth is, this guy is actually more pathetic than I originally thought, because rather than trying to have a civil debate with me, and actually try and debunk my arguments, he decided to try and scare me. He decided to try and intimidate me.
It seems to escape him that the reason so few mutt lovers attempt to deconstruct my arguments is because I leave no room for arguments.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying?
I also set traps in my presentations of information.
I mean, seriously mate, this warning is just laughable. Because you're nothing special. You're a small channel on the internet just like me, but unlike me, you depend on the sole hope that your fanbase are more brainwashed than the fucking kids in that Doctor Who episode, that they will keep defending you like fucking crazy without realising they are only making themselves look like morons. And trust me, the reason people have not responded to you is not because they are too scared to debunk you. It's because they don't even know you exist. That is the reason why nobody has bothered to respond to you. Mostly because they don't care, and mostly because they don't even know you exist.
Rest assured that several of my supporters, as well as myself, are built to dismantle any argument in defense of dog ownership that is presented by mutt lovers.
Listen mate, no matter how many of your brainwashed subscribers come to my channel, that doesn't make you right all of a sudden. In fact, the only thing they have achieved so far is showing the internet that the fanbase seems to be made up mostly of laughable, weak and pathetic dog-hating losers who don't know what the fuck they're talking about. So not only am I going to be debunking his video, I'm going to be tearing it a whole new arsehole. Because here's the thing mate. It is clear that you and your fanbase have underestimated just how much I know about these topics. Couldn't see the chart that showed that more children are the victims of softball and baseball injuries than dog bite.
The number of children injured playing softball or baseball has nothing to do with the irresponsibility of allowing wild carnivores to live in your home. If a responsible parent is told that over 333,000 children need emergency care treatment for dog attacks each year, that parent would not give a damn about the 404,000 children injured in baseball and softball. That is a different topic altogether. They would not take the chance of their child being one of those 333,000 children. This is what we call in philosophy a straw man fallacy.
Well, this number of baseball injuries does have something to do with your video, because it starts to show your emotional bias here. And I call it emotional bias because your statements are mostly based on your opinions and feelings towards the canine species, which causes you to cherry pick statistics and articles without reading them correctly to promote your hatred. But let me get on. The reason I say this is because you are trying to argue that because of this number of injuries caused by dog bites, all dogs should be banned and killed because any dog that is within a household of a child is an automatic danger. However, due to your double standards and biased opinions, you refuse to speak about how baseball injury numbers are much higher, which according to your logic means that anyone who engages in playing baseball should be locked up too, because you're trying to argue that because of the high number of dog bites, people should be locked up for child endangerment. But yet, you have nothing to say about how baseball related injuries are actually much higher, because you purposely wanted to make out that the dog bites were the highest number out of the chart, because you wanted to present a misrepresentation about dog bites because you know that your fanbase won't bother to read the whole report. Also, do you understand what the straw man fallacy even means, mate? It is the common form of argument based around giving off the impression of refuting an opponent's argument, which, sorry to point out to you, mate, is what your entire video was doing. All you do is repeat yourself and do what you do best. Ignore and reject. You never listen to anything that people tell you, and if you see an opposing opinion, you automatically block it out. You bring up arguments and then just simply believe that because you believe it, suddenly you refuted me. So let me do what I do best. show you the facts. Starting off with how experts who have reported about these dog bites said that parents should learn to understand dogs' body language to be able to recognise the signs of a dog feeling uncomfortable during an interaction with a child. And they say this because this technique has been proven to work. Dogs within a family household with children are dangerous when our lack of responsibility and care makes it a danger. Because many households have been able to live perfectly fine with children and dogs without the fear of being attacked by the dog. And that if you don't look after your dog properly, then of course they're going to be more frustrated, more stressed out and more aggressive, which is one of the main factors which results in these dog bite fatalities and injuries. For example, experts have said that lashing out such as yelling and hitting the dog would actually increase a dog's fear and aggression. In fact, if you want some more, mate, experts have also said that children are more likely to be killed by bees and wasps than dogs. Because the facts and statistics show that dog bite related injuries and fatalities are very rare. And this is because of not only the procedures we put in place as parents and owners to make sure our kids and dogs are safe, but the laws which the government have put in place when it comes to this risk. It's against the law to have an out of control dog within a public place, a private place, and even your own household due to the dangers. But of course, this will happen because you have irresponsible owners who don't look after their dogs properly and lack the care to follow these procedures and rules. And almost all of these cases are caused by this kind of behaviour. Dogs are dangerous to children when we lack the responsibility, care and vigilance to ensure the dangers don't appear. In fact, if you want some more truth, mate, your likelihood of being killed by a dog is just 0.00005%. In fact, you're more likely to drown in the bath than be killed and attacked by a dog. So shall we start banning all baths now due to how they are more likely to kill you than a fucking dog? Are much less likely to attack a child in the presence of an adult.
If a mutt is living in your home, what makes you think an adult is always going to be present? A child could run into another room, and that mutt could either run into that room after them or already be in the room when they get there. More importantly, if you have a creature in your home that is so dangerous and untrustworthy that you need an adult present at all times when both the child and the dog are there so that the dog does not maul the child, then you should not have that creature in your home at all.
Why do you always have an excuse for any form of common sense which comes your way? I understand to an extent that of course in some situations an adult may not always be there. However, because you failed to listen to a word I say when it comes to talking about prevention and training dogs, you missed out the part where I told you that dogs can be trained beforehand to be calm and relaxed around children before they arrive in the household. And you can teach the dog that certain rooms in the house are off limits to them, especially rooms which the toddler is going to be spending the most time in. Because sure, this number does look pretty big when you look at it firsthand. But then you take a look at the population of dogs and humans within the United States, and then realise that the percentage is actually much smaller. Not saying these offend these situations, but what you keep failing to understand is that these situations are mostly the fault of the owner, because dogs communicate differently from humans. Some things which seem normal to us may be seen as threatening and intimidating to a frustrated dog that doesn't know any better. And according to experts, it's not a dog's breed that determines whether it will bite, but rather the dog's individual history and behaviour. For example, shelter dogs. Some shelter dogs have been sent to shelters because they were removed from households which abused them. Certain movements may trigger a reaction from that dog because that dog may feel like it's being threatened. And the reason the dog feels that way is not because the dog was dangerous to begin with, it was because of the owner. They made that dog frustrated, they made that dog aggressive, and that is what I'm trying to tell you. Dogs can be perfectly fine around children if the owner is able to hold up the high responsibility and duty they need to keep. And according to the American Veterinarian Medical Association, experts in animals, when they were speaking about dog bite preventions, they said that socialization is a good way to help prevent your dog from biting. Socializing your pet helps your dog feel at ease in different situations. By introducing your dog to people and other animals while it's a puppy, it feels more comfortable in different situations as it gets older, and that is another factor you keep missing. The time period. as over time the risk of the dog attacking the child will get lower and lower because the dog now understands that the child is not a threat. This is why dogs make good companions, and why it has been proven many times by experts that dogs can be very beneficial to children. Approximately 15 to 20 in the United States a year.
Those of you who follow my channel already know that I've covered this talking point, and I've acknowledged that the number of children and people killed by dogs each year is low.
Because these goddamn mutts kill our babies every day. 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 Kill our babies every day.
But in typical mutt-obsessed fashion, this weirdo totally ignores the number of people and children who are injured in dog attacks, where many of those injuries are severe and leave people and children disfigured, where in regard to the children, it is actually their face most of the time that is permanently disfigured. You see, in the mind of these mutt lovers, as long as the victim doesn't die, then it's not a big deal.
Firstly, I never ignore the number of people injured by dog bites, but just like the number of deaths, the percentage of these cases are once again very rare, and this is due to the strict laws put in place to prevent these situations, and the many dog owners and parents who are responsible enough to make sure these situations never happen. But while we're on this topic, mate, I want to ask you a question. If you believe that these mutts should not be allowed in the home due to even the slightest chance of an attack, and how dogs can carry diseases and so on, then explain to me, why do you defend cats? Because it has been found that there have been cases of cats killing people through infections and other causes, and killing babies by sleeping on their faces. There are also stories of young children being badly attacked and disfigured by cats that attack them. Cats can carry infections that can be dangerous to certain humans, mostly those with weaker immune systems. So according to your own logic, we should start banning and possibly killing cats now, because I picked up a few stories I found online about cats killing humans, meaning that all cats are likely to do the same thing, which is exactly what you do in your videos. You take this small number and percentage of dog attacks and fatalities, and use it to argue that every dog owner who has a dog and has a child in the household is automatically putting that child in danger, yet this guy has no idea just how the number is small because of the laws and preventions that are put in place which many dog owners follow.
I've got man vomit.
So let me show you some more facts about dogs that this guy has decided not to tell you. Studies have found that dog owners have lower blood pressure, lower cholesterol than non-dog owners, and are less likely to have minor or serious health problems. Fact! Dog owners generally have a stronger immune system, helping them to stay well and spend less time getting over sickness and bugs. Fact! Dog ownership can help those with mental health problems to recover and feel better. Facts! Dogs can help children with social skills and responsibility, and are very beneficial for children who feel lonely, as lonely children, or children who have sibling rivalry or emotional distress. A pet gives them someone to talk to. A pet can comfort, give support, and listen to the child's troubles without judgment or consequence. And when playing, a pet can become your child's partner and best buddy. Facts! Specifically trained dogs can help and change the lives of children who have disabilities and conditions like blindness and so on. Facts! Dogs have also been very beneficial in the workplace. They stop drugs coming into your country. They help detect bombs. They are beneficial within the police force. They can be trained to be guide dogs, which can protect you. Facts! What else do I need to say, mate? Because it's clear that you have underestimated what I actually know, because you never listen to me. Or exercised and fed when the baby arrives to ensure it doesn't feel left out.
Yeah, let's make sure the dog is well fed so that it doesn't eat our newborn baby. What kind of sense that make? Again, any creature that poses that level of danger should not be in the home at all. And what makes you think those mutts won't get hungry again several times after the baby has arrived in the home? You might find out that that mutt is hungry too late. Furthermore, what makes you think that it's easy to satisfy a dog's hunger when those disgusting mutts eat non-stop? They're always starving no matter how much they eat.
So it's clear once again you have misunderstood my argument, so let's once again explain to the animal abuse supporting closed-minded big-headed dog-hating Brock just what I meant when I was speaking about exercising dogs. The reason dogs tend to see a child as a threat or something to fear is usually when they are frustrated and stressed. Experts have pointed out that it's the dog's behaviour and history which affects these factors, and these also play a part in many cases of dog attacks. Which is why it's our responsibility to watch out for the signs, which we do. And the reason I spoke about making sure a dog is well fed and looked after and gets regular exercise is because it has been said that this lowers the risk of a dog being frustrated, which is a factor which increases the risk of an attack. You're pretty much going against something which actually can help kids be safe around dogs. And why? Oh yeah, I forgot, you don't care about these kids, you just care about promoting your hatred. And of course, being how this guy's favourite pastime is cherry picking articles without reading them correctly, he missed out the part in the article he referenced which said that not all dogs are constant eating machines.
You went full retard, man. Never go full retard.
Or preparing and training the dog before a newborn arrives in the household to make sure that these situations don't happen.
I don't want to hear about how it's the owner's responsibility to make sure children are safe from dog attacks.
Can't handle being told the truth, mate. Are you upset that someone is able to point out your bullshit? Tough fucking shit. Because the truth is, it's the owner's responsibility to make sure that these situations don't happen, because if you want to argue that this doesn't matter, and that the only solution is banning dogs from being pets, then according to your own logic, we should be banning knives, bleach, washing up liquid, washing machines, garden tools, cars, bikes, roads, bacteria, boats, parasites, sharp objects, fireworks, swimming in the sea, sledging, and so on. Because all these things which I have just listed can be a risk to a toddler or a young child. By using common sense, we are able to make sure that our kids are safe from these things, by keeping bleach and knives out of the reach of children and making sure they don't wander off onto a busy road. And it's the same thing we do with frustrated dogs. Why do you only want to apply your logic to one thing, when articles and studies have said that it's disease which is one of the #1 killers for children? But yet what do? We surely don't run around making videos saying we should ban diseases.
None of you mutt lovers are responsible, and the children who grow up in homes with dogs that are never attacked are simply lucky.
What a fucking excuse. They're lucky? Well, due to how many fucking family households are perfectly fine with a dog in the home, luck must come free in a fucking letter when the baby pops out of the mother's room. What an utterly ridiculous statement. They are lucky. Or, if we use common sense, it's rather we are responsible enough and able to make sure that during the time when our dog is just getting used to having a new child in the home, that our child is safe from any attacks.
I've wasted valuable time in this video because you mutt lovers do not possess the intelligence that nature instilled into a fucking rock.
Really? I think I did pretty well in this video. I mean, I did something you failed to do in your video. I debunked shit.
And an example had to be made of one of you. Rest assured that several of my supporters, as well as myself, are built to dismantle any argument in defense of dog ownership that is presented by mutt lovers.
Yeah, they have done such a great job to debunk my arguments.
Idiot friends! Idiot friends!
Jesus Christ, what have you done to their minds, mate? You have pretty much mind raped them. Oh yeah, before we move on to the final conclusion, I want to make it clear that this guy is just flat out lying. I haven't deleted any comments from his fanbase, apart from certain ones which were mostly left by him and this guy, which were mostly pathetic insults towards my fanbase and death threats. These are your examples of people debunking dog lovers? Jesus Christ, if this is an army dog lovers had to deal with, then the dog lovers have already won the war, mate, because, seriously, that is not intimidating. That's not even debunking anything.
Let this video serve as a warning to any of you other mutt-loving YouTubers who want to challenge my platform. You're biting off more than you can chew. You better just accept the fact that you have a mental disorder and going about your business.
So to rephrase his final words,
don't you dare to rightly criticise me when I'm wrong, and just leave me alone because I can't handle being told that I'm an idiot.
But here's the reality, mate, and this will be my final video on you as well, because I was only meant to make the first video about you and that was it. No matter how many fanboys come to my comment section, dislike my video and rant to me about how I don't understand, that won't change the facts that your fantasy is what it is. A fantasy. And you know what, mate? You may want to take your video to the emergency room, because due to how much I have teared your video new arsehole, you're going to need a lot of surgery to come back from that.